So you know that feeling when you strap a brainwave monitor to your head and hit golf shots? No, me neither, but that's what we're going to be doing over the next few days. Hey everybody, Peter Finch here, and I've invested my cold hard cash, 350 quid I'm pretty sure it was, in this focus band. And what I really want to see is that if I can use my brain better. Hopefully you also improve my grammar. Grammar's not right either, is it? Speech. Oratory. Now I'm very much learning day after day about this focus band, and I am not an expert on brainwaves, believe it or not. But that is exactly what the focus band does. It measures brainwaves and sees, well, basically what you're thinking. This isn't a sponsored vid. I went and bought this off eBay, so everything that I'm telling you here, I'm learning as I'm going along. But I'll throw up some stuff from the website that actually explains a little bit about how this works. I actually gave the focus band a quick go last year when I did some stuff with Lee Cromblehome, a sports psychologist, and I had a couple of hits with it, but I really didn't fully understand what it was about and potentially the power that this has to improve someone's golf. Now there's also a few tour pros who've actually used the focus band, and I think that's a pretty decent sign. And I'm going to keep this as simple as I can for your sake and for mine. So the brain is split into two halves. If you're left-sided, you're thought to be more analytical, more methodical. If you're thought to be more creative, more artistic, you're thought as more right-sided. What the focus band does, it can actually tell which side of your brain you are currently inhabiting with your thoughts, or lack of thoughts as it turns out. Now most golfers when they're playing fall on the left hand side. Now if you're more analytical, you might think, well yeah, I'm going to measure yardages and all that kind of stuff. But what it also means is that you're thinking about your swing mechanics. You're thinking about, oh god no, don't hit it left into the water. Water, tree, slice out of bounds. Pain. Those are the types of thoughts you might be having. Now, if you're right-sided and you're in that more creative state, this can also be known as something called flow. In golf terms and in sports terms, that's often referred to as the zone. So you can understand why being in the right side of your brain would be very beneficial. This is where you don't think about your swing. This is when you're just a lot more reactive. And you hear it said all the time, when players are in the zone, they're not thinking about anything, and that's when they can go really low. And the zone is not a place that I've inhabited very often. And get down into those comments below if you know what I mean about this real analytical side when you're overthinking everything, or the flow state when you're just letting everything happen and things just seem to be working. Or maybe if you've never had that. Now there's a couple of different apps that I've actually downloaded, and I've done a little bit of work on the most basic app, if you can have a basic brainwave monitoring app. And it gives visual feedback, audio feedback about what you're doing. The app really focuses in on something called mushin and quietai. So I'll throw up an explanation, I've got this straight off the internet. Mushin is a Japanese word, and it's achieved when a person's mind is free from thoughts of anger, fear, or ego during combat or everyday life. There is an absence of discursive thought and judgment, so the person is totally free to act and react towards an opponent without hesitation and without disturbance of such thoughts. And you can see how that could be so beneficial if you're taking on a golf course. Now quietai is interesting because that's the ability to master your attention. So in basketball, for example, you'll see someone focusing intently on the point on the backboard that they want the ball to hit. That's using quietai to really hone your attention into that point. And studies have shown that quietai really boosts performance under pressure because it allows you to switch off from those technical thoughts again, really focus on what you want to do. So in golf, that'd be focusing on a target, getting really into that target, and then letting the shot go. And with that little bit of knowledge, we're going to jump straight into an FSX skills challenge to see if I can keep a little bit more right-sided in what I'm thinking, if I can control my brainwaves, and also how that affects my performance. Okay, let's give it a go. Okay, so it's time to put this to the test. Now, this is the first time that I've used this live, videoing, filming, so I don't really know what's going to happen. It's going to be slightly off-putting. The app also emits a sound. Now, I'm playing this through my Wingman speaker, so this is basically me in the left-hand side of my brain. So I'm thinking about what to say, I'm looking, I'm, processing what the hell's going on here. Now, I'm going to focus on a single point on the golf ball, really try and hone my eyes in on that point, really narrow my gaze. It's very weird to hear what's going on in your own head. So that was me able to switch over to right side of my brain. Now I need to really try and focus my eyes in intently onto that gap, onto that single spot on the ball. So first shot here, 10 yards. It's a little chip, just focus on where you want to land it. There, then onto the ball. Simmer. Ah, just overhit it. Not a bad shot though. All right, 20 yards. No, give over. Come on. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer just in case you can't hear it. 30 yards. So focus on pre-shot routine. So 30-yard swings, just there, to there, there, to there. So trying to focus in on that target, remembering what the swing felt like, then looking at the ball. Focusing on a small point on Murph's face here. Go on. And that was me very, very free of actual swing thoughts there. Completely free. 60 yards. So I know this is only a half swing with my 60-degree wedge. If you've not seen that video, I'll leave a link here. All right, it's working out so far. I just started thinking about how that shot was going to look on camera as I was hitting it. And you could just hear, I could hear the noise go up. This is ridiculous. 85 yards, let me check my wedge chart. Really focusing on the smallest point on the ball that I possibly can. All right, 100 yards. Visualize that shot. See what it's like if I close my eyes and I visualize. This is mental. This is crazy. Right, okay, come on. Sit. Okay, good. 120 yards. Felt a bit pulley. I got a bit focused on my technique then. Damn, it's going really well, huh? Still good scores, like, but 150. Do your practice swing, and then when you're on the full technique, just vibe with it, just commit. Damn, 165, A-time. Oh, it's got a pulse. 180. It's better. It's quite nice to just hit shots, like trying to be as free as possible. There's a few times there where my mind has definitely kind of slipped a little bit more left-sided, but this is good. I'm really excited about this. So 200 yards, solid 5 here. Cut. Wow, I have obliterated that. That is an absolutely monstrous strike. I hit that so well. I'm getting excited, you can tell. 215, I think it might just be, if I strike the 5 again, that's gonna be this. Couldn't get comfortable on that one. So 4 iron 230. I'm getting that. I'm not swinging great. I'm getting pulls. Tried a squeezy one, just pushed it a touch. That's not too bad. So that was a bit crazy. And with limited practice, actually, you know what? Not bad. This might sound surprising coming from me, but it's quite strange to clear the mind of thoughts and just focus on a point on the ball and just swing. So the final score of the FSX Skill Challenge was here, but what I'm going to do is go home and work on the golf-specific app. Do that for a few hours tonight, come back tomorrow and have another go at the same test. And what I'm hoping to do is see if there's a difference in the score, but also if there's a difference in how I'm thinking and how I'm feeling. Because the one thing I definitely didn't have there was something called mush in flow. Now that's the ability to look at a target, so in this case the flag, on the golf course obviously the flag as well, and then as I come back to the ball to stay in that mushing state, rather than when I'm looking at the target, looking at the ball, in between my eyes going from there to there, I'm not flooded with thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna see you back here tomorrow for a redo of that challenge. So it's the day after, the night before. I was testing out the focus band last night, but also this morning, and I was using the golf specific app. Now, a lot of this was focused on breathing, but also attention. So how to put your attention on your body when you're moving, but also the shift in focus. And the shift in focus and attention, that was something which I hadn't done before. So let me explain that. So if you think about it this way, if you're playing basketball or football, you know, whatever it is, you're receiving a pass, but before you receive that pass, you notice that one of your teammates, you know who you want to pass the ball to. And when that ball's coming to you, your focus and your attention and the quiet eye, all that stuff is focused on the ball. But as the ball comes into you and you catch it, your attention and your focus is already projecting itself outwards towards your next target. So your player or the hoop, whatever you're shooting for. So as that ball's coming in, you catch and then you turn, that focus switches, your quiet eye switches to your next target, and then you pass it on. And that's what it's all about. Certainly within pre-shot routine, it's visualizing your shot, focusing in on your target, getting into the ball, seeing where the ball is, focusing on that, focusing on your target once more. And then as your eyes come back to the ball, being aware of where the ball is, and then being aware of where the target is. I've actually made that sound a little bit more complicated than it is. It's just being aware of target, while staying right-sided in your brain and nice and calm and quiet. It should be easy, but I tell you what, actually quite tiring. To focus your mind like that, wasn't quite used to that much intense thinking. So let's have another go at the FSX Skills Challenge. Let's see if we can beat yesterday's score and how I think this will benefit your games moving forward, also mine. All right, here we go. I'm gonna take this a little bit more seriously, so a little bit less chatting, seriously, FSX Skills Challenge, but a little bit less chatting, a little bit more focused banding, and just really trying to get into my target pre-shot routine, trying to see what the difference is. So it's just that shift of attention and focus. Well, I managed to beat my previous score, which that's good. And I actually got it going in the middle there. I started to get the feeling and the understanding of what it might be like. Using the audio cues, play through the wingman, that's really useful, but at the same time, it's hard not to let your attention drift to that noise. It actually might be easier to use this out on the golf course in a weird way. Those last few shots with the 4-iron, I just didn't strike them well. I thought I was getting in the right mindset, the right side of my brain. I felt like I was focusing quite well, just didn't hit it great. And I'm going to be using this quite a lot. Over the past few seasons, my technical golf swing has actually improved, but my mental game hasn't moved forward at all, but I've not been working on it. Certainly not to this extent. So I'm going to keep persevering, but please get down into those comments below. Let me know what you think about this. For me, it's very similar in many respects to mindfulness meditation, which I've had a couple of goes at. I understand some of the basics of it. It's very similar to that, but using breathing and awareness of the body and awareness of target, that's something which I've not really done before. Certainly trying to play free of technical swing thoughts, that's something which I have struggled with forever, and I'm sure a lot of you guys at home watching will agree. So let me know what you think. As always, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on my other social media platforms as well, and I will continue to focus band away. First comp is only a few weeks' time. I'm very much looking forward to trying this out and seeing if I can actually keep this together and not completely lose my mind on the course. Right guys, see you next time.